Hello, everyone. This is Marian Moss, and you are listening to episode 6 of Master the Pause. The way to expand your consciousness is through the control of your inhalation and exhalation. In these podcasts, my guests use breath consciousness as a way to work with their own health or with their clients and patients. The experiences of the use of the breath are broad and fascinating. And I'd like to welcome today Claudia White-Kemper. This is our second interview in a short time because we have so much to cover, which I'm delighted that you're back again so soon. And this is such a timely conversation we're going to have on the pineal gland today. I'd like to introduce Claudia, so give it a little background. If also you can listen to episode 2, where there's a lot Claudia has to say in that episode as well. Claudia is the owner of Natural Healing Ways. She's a national and California licensed acupuncturist, a naturopathic doctor, Kriya yoga teacher, starseed evolve coach, a certified spirit coach, energy healer, minister, and a nurse. Her focus is on women's health and providing the best holistic treatments depending on the individual needs and specific physical and mental circumstances. Her passion is to help you raise your vibrations, heal body, mind, heart, and spirit, balance your hormones, and help you with adrenal fatigue, thyroid imbalance, emotional challenges. She utilizes acupuncture, naturopathic medicine, Western and Chinese herbs, Bach flowers, whole food supplements, energy healing, nutrition, and lifestyle consulting, evolve coaching, and spirit coaching, as well as yoga techniques, cold laser, applied kinesiology, amp coil, and beamer therapy, and to treat and restore your well being. She's trained in both Western and traditional medicine and has been working in healthcare since 1983. That's a lot of decades. That's a lot of experience and so broad. And she also studied in India with Ayurvedic medicine. And prior to receiving her degree in naturopath, she worked in Germany as a nurse for 8 years. She now has a private practice as a professional naturopath and acupuncturist and in the Bay Area. Her clinic, Natural Healing Ways, is located in Albany, California. She teaches Kriya Yoga and Evolve retreats here and in Europe. Welcome. Wow, that's a breathful.
Hi,
I had
Mariam.
to take
It
a
was
deep
a
breath for that.
handful.
I had to meditate before I said all of that. It was so amazing. So welcome. And
Hi, Mariam. Welcome and welcome everybody who is listening today. I'm so glad to be back with you and that we can do this together. This is such a topic which is dear to my heart because this is needed. We need to be educated to change and bring light in.
absolutely. I spent many years in India, as you know,
Yeah.
and the pineal gland came up often, and it has so much. And the average person doesn't actually know what it does and how important it is. And I know you'll spend a lot of time with us today on explaining the ins and outs of the pineal gland,
Yeah.
which let's start with what the heck is the pineal gland and where is it?
Yeah. So the pineal gland is right behind the third eye in the center of the head. And it's a little gland which is under discussed in the Western medicine. We don't use it much. We use pituitary, hypothalamus, adrenals, thyroid, but we don't talk much about the pineal gland. So the pineal gland is basically an opening portal. It's a gateway to the divine, to bring in divine consciousness, light, truth, and to connect to inner wisdom. Um, it's also called the third eye in the Indian, in
The
the
Eastern
Kriya Yoga,
philosophies.
the
Yeah.
third eye, yeah, or the eye
Mm,
of consciousness. Um,
mm.
but the pineal gland basically allows us to access our soul, our divine. And in the physical body, the pineal gland receives light. So it's like a conduit on how to communicate with the universe and how to listen to aligned guidance.
Mm.
And it produces melatonin. And melatonin, we know about that, right? So
Yes, we do. Yeah.
melatonin helps us to be calm, to sleep. Yeah, you have something.
Yes, the melatonin, it comes up a lot in the place where I work,
Right.
and people are buying it as a way to sleep better. So at some point, please help us to understand uh, how you can overuse melatonin or underuse it, because
Yeah,
there's so many different kinds of ways to do it. I'd like to hear about that.
right. So the pineal gland produces melatonin, and this gives melatonin gives us a chance to grow in our understanding and how to communicate with others. It calms the nervous system, and it brings us also out of the third dimensional thinking. So it calms and soothes. And there's a lot of study done recently that how important the intake of melatonin is and how it is really beneficial for the pineal gland, for our well-being, for our mood, and for our sleep. Everybody has to find out by themselves how much they need.
Mm.
And I really think it believes also how much spiritual practices do you do, how much light do you bring into your pineal gland. So I cannot give you a number like take 200 milligram or 50 milligram or 5 milligram, because it's so dependent on the personality. I
Mm.
have had clients when they take melatonin, they are awake, they can't sleep at night.
I've
So
had that experience, and I'm sleepy during the day.
yeah,
What's
so
that about?
it really is depending on the person, and we are more and more asked to tune into our own knowing. And the pineal gland, when it's activated, it helps us to access the own knowing, to trust in our truth and in our own knowing.
Mm. Well, that is that's very interesting. And in India, the yogis call this a special. It's a special. It's a special elixir, as you call it, right?
Yeah, the
And
Amrit.
the Amrit, very
Yes,
special.
yes.
Would you like to touch on that?
So Amrit is activated or produced when the pineal gland is open. And Amrit is a substance, it's a nectar. It's a nectar of bliss, vitality, wisdom, and connectivity. So in the Kriya Yoga I studied, which is the Upsalo Kriya Yoga, we learn the cosmic cobra breath, which is a certain breath which activates the third eye, but it activates the pineal gland. And then you can um, stay in states of higher consciousness, in states of bliss, or in states of wisdom connected. That means also you become more neutral. You are not so, when things like hit the fence, like right now in the collective, you're not so affected anymore,
Mm.
because you see beyond the picture, beyond the illusion.
Oh,
And there
yes,
is
that's
there
heavy.
is a peaceful quality no matter what.
That is a great description. So I think our listeners are going to be very interested in
Yeah.
more just
The
based on that.
Right. And the pineal gland, so the melatonin it produces, and when it's activated, it dissolves the borders between the third dimensional consciousness and the understanding of concepts we may perceive in everyday life. So it brings us basically from this third dimension in which we are, it opens the eye that there is more to this, that there
Mm.
is not just this life. It opens the awareness. And because of that, we can perceive more peace or more soul purpose, or listen to higher guidance, because it gives us a bird's view eye to a different dimension when
Mhm,
it's opened.
mhm. And that takes on a new kind of listening.
Yeah, it does. And
It uh, it
it
it it
it
can
brings
center
us
you.
it brings us on the process of evolution, and that it's
Yeah.
this reality is not just the only reality we can perceive right now.
Now, for a long time, uh, we've been hearing about calcification of the pineal gland. How does how does someone get calcification and how do decalcify, and why would you want to do that
Yeah,
when the doctors are telling us that we should have fluoride, for example, in our water to avoid cavities, but I don't want to avoid hardening my or calcifying my pineal gland. What kind of choices do I have to make here?
yeah, that's perfect. So fluoride in toothpaste, fluoride in our city water. So calcification of the pineal gland happens when we are born. Our pineal gland is open. We can listen. We can see beyond this reality. But over time, with being exposed to fluoride, to electrosmog, to radiation exposure, to toxins in the air, heavy metals, aluminum, and also through a negative way of thinking, the pineal gland, it can actually shrink and it can calcify. So it's like a muscle. When it's not used, it just gets atrophic. It gets small, it calcifies. So when we don't bring the light in, and that's the main purpose for the pineal gland, it becomes useless. And and what does that mean? So when the function of the third eye or the pineal gland is suppressed, so then we can feel insomnia, anxiety. That's why people then want melatonin, right?
Mhm.
We can feel hormone imbalances. We can feel really tired. We can even feel depressed, or bipolar disorders, or Alzheimer, or spiritual lethargy or disconnection, because we are not connected anymore to the light, to the divine.
Mhm.
So that are symptoms which can happen when the pineal gland is not open. And as we age, the pineal gland tends to become calcified more easy, because we already lived 40, 50, 60 years on this planet with toxins. The drink water is not clear anymore. We had lots of fires, the smoke in the air. Who knows what toxins are in this? But
Yeah.
this all mm, can damage the pineal gland and the body.
You mentioned reduced IQ. I would not want that to happen. It's no less now.
Right.
Insomnia, anxiety, hormonal imbalances, fatigue, depression, bipolar disorders. Those are all things I hear daily
Yeah.
about. How can I?
Or the memory loss.
Yeah. Oh, the memory. Good grief.
Right.
Would someone notice their memory loss, or are they just overwhelmed, or how do they identify? Uh,
So for memory loss, from my point of view as a naturopath and acupuncturist, there are different ideas. So as an acupuncturist, memory loss often comes when the kidney chi is not strong anymore. And when we weave it to naturopathic medicine, kidney chi and adrenal energy is very similar. It's
okay.
it's the same. So when the kidney chi is weak, the emotion of the kidney is fear, and the kidney goes to the brain, sex drive. But memory loss is often related to weak adrenals and
Mm,
adrenal fatigue. And so,
that's
but
excellent
but
information.
with this said, it's often also toxicity,
Mhm, mhm.
toxins in the body.
So I'm going to assume that you offer a lot about how to detoxify in your practice. So we'll get to that later. Um, so you mentioned that as we age, the pineal gland tends to become calcified.
Right.
Um,
And there are also some other things which we wouldn't even think about, which have an impact on the pineal gland. Other toxins are sugar, artificial
mm,
sweetener, the air refreshers, the
oh,
deodorants,
oh,
and
like the ones we put in our cars.
that's right. Or the deodorant, when you buy a commercial deodorant, it often contains aluminum.
Ooh,
Aluminum is a heavy metal which blocks the pineal gland. And so So this is something we need to be very aware of, that we
you
buy.
once gave me a a test. Can you mention that test? It's a metal test.
Oh, I do
Yeah.
often I do my in my clinic a hair mineral test. And the
Could you
hair
say that
mineral,
again? What kind of
it's
test?
a hair mineral
Oh,
test.
hair
So you
mineral.
send this little sample of hair tissue, we
Mm-hmm.
send it to a lab, and then we get a booklet and test results. I make an interpretation. It's a nice test because it shows me adrenals, thyroid, hormones, heavy metals, toxins, minerals, and iron. And what it shows often, it shows 2 years prior to a blood test, for example, if the thyroid is changing. And blood tests do not show heavy metals. So this test really shows lead, aluminum, and all kinds of heavy metals. So it's a good test to do.
I highly recommend it. I found it very eye-opening how much
Yeah,
aluminum there was in my body at the time.
totally. Because we
Yeah.
also know heavy metals can lead to MS and Parkinson
Oh, good
and
God.
all kinds of
Yeah.
things. So also herbicides and pesticides, they are a poison for the body and they can block the pineal gland.
Yes. So, evolutionary. The pineal gland is derived from cells seen in lower animals that directly respond to light, so-called photoreceptors. Would you like to touch on that?
So the
Man
pineal,
versus animal or like that.
right. So when we have an open pineal gland, there's light in there and we are connected.
Mhm.
When the pineal gland is calcified and shut down, there's no light. And this is really like the picture. There's no light in a person. There is no, the spirit is dull. There may be depression. There may be anxiety. There may be insomnia. And that drains the adrenals. So we really work when we have a activated pineal gland, we work with light. And
Mhm.
I can guide us later through some breaths how to bring the light into the pineal gland.
Beautiful. I look forward to that. Um, would you like to mention the hormones that the pineal gland secretes? There's so many. I had no idea there were so many. The including noradrenaline, noradrenaline.
Oh, yeah. So it produces a variety of hormones. It produces dopamine, octopamine, LH, luteinizing hormone, um, cytrophin releasing hormone, TRH, and then somatostatin and vastokin. So the main hormones are produced and released by the pineal gland. And these are hormones for well-being,
Oh,
for clearness, for consciousness, for our hormones, for the thyroid. When the pineal gland is activated with light, all the other glands like thyroid and the gonads, they are getting also activated. So there is an impact on the whole system in the body.
it's you just can't live without this gland. It sounds like.
Yeah, and many of us do drink the water. We often sit now in front of computers. We do more and more Zoom, right? Because often we work from home now. And this
Yeah.
is also the um, radiation from the EMFs, from the computer waves. So this also can have an impact on the pineal gland. So electrosmog. So we have to be very aware and conscious about that. And there are things we can do about this. We, for example, we can wear shungite bracelets or
Uh,
use certain stones or crystals.
yeah.
There are other protective things which are different brands sold, but I love the shungite stone or certain crystals to protect. So I'm often wearing the bracelets when I'm on the computer to just help with the
Yeah.
EMF frequencies.
I'm surrounded by little pyramids of shungite.
Yeah, shungite is
It
perfect
is,
for
it's here. I know it's
protection.
here.
Yes, that's
Uh,
right.
um, there were other toxins such as sugar and artificial sweeteners. That you mentioned those, I believe, and deodorants.
Right,
So
right.
I want our listeners to be cautious
Right.
about.
And
But
you just mentioned when we talked earlier about hand sanitizers.
oh yeah,
Right now we are sanitizing everything, the surfaces, the hands constantly. And the hand sanitizers can be quite toxic. I mean, most of them have alcohol, which makes your hands dry, and
yes,
who knows what's in there. So what I made, or it's really good to buy an organic hand sanitizer. And what I made, I use the On Guard doTERRA oil, and then I use aloe vera, and I make a strong solution with this, which is all natural, and it's aroma oils. And it smells good, but it doesn't dehydrate you, and it's not toxic to the body. It's actually strengthening the immune system. So
hmm.
being aware what kind of hand sanitizer you to use is
I'm glad
important.
you brought that up because we're just people are pouring it on all over themselves.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah. And they are different. I don't want to advertise here for certain ones, but there are different ones which are really good and organic, and you can make them yourself.
sure,
So
sure. You just
that's,
have to look at the label.
yes, that's right.
Now, filtered water. I'm a stickler. I double filter my water. I get the fluoride out.
Yeah.
Um, do I need to worry about just as an aside minerals loss or anything like that? Should I add more minerals if people are considering um, doing a filter?
So, first of all, people need to know that the tap water is really not a good water.
Right.
Who knows
And
what's in there, right? I mean, there's fluoride, there's all kinds of things, but who knows what's in there? Ancient pipes, poor purification. It can result in the presence of chlorine, arsenic, pesticides, herbicides, fluorides, parasites, and even heavy metals like lead and mercury. If there's old lead pipes in the house, sometimes when I do the hair mineral test, I see such high levels of lead. And then I ask, and they say, yeah, we live in this old home, we have lead pipes.
mm,
So who knows what's in your water, right? So
right.
my recommendation is to invest in a really good water filter. And I have this in my clinic and at my house. I have an under the sink water filter. And then I have another one, which is the Barkey water filter, which is a countertop. And I put crystals and shungite in it. And this remineralizes the body. And then I put the water in there before I drink it. So it filters it again. It remineralizes the water, and then you are not depleted of minerals
And it tastes
because
so good too.
it tastes so clear.
Yeah.
Because in America, almost everybody is depleted in minerals since we do not let the land in agriculture rest in between seasons. So in the ancient traditions, when you harvest, then the next year you leave the land rest that it can remineralize itself, and then you use it in the following year. And we don't do this here. So there's often mineral deficiency,
Hmm.
even
Hmm.
if you buy organic kale and veggies, because the land doesn't rest. So
Mm.
it's over harvested and it's empty of minerals.
These are
So
all
that,
city folks probably don't know that much about how,
yeah,
you
that's right.
know.
Hmm.
And superfoods are these things that can encourage a healthier uh,
Yeah, so what
pineal gland.
helps to activate the pineal gland is filtering your water, lowering the intake of, I say, SCA, so it's sugar, caffeine, alcohol, and tobacco,
Mm.
because these are energy drainers and they allow toxins to build up in your system. And then also when you add superfoods to your body, it's a superfood contains light, right? It's
Hmm.
it's green, it's has chlorophyll. So superfoods like spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass, kale, broccoli, raw cacao, they are really good just to eat them in your diet or put them in your smoothies. And they are alive. They have vibrancy, and they are not dead foods, and they activate the pineal gland through bringing light into your body. But if you use a microwave, the food is energetically dead. So
Mm.
there's no more light in it. It's microwaved out. The light and energy is microwaved out. So you're eating something, but it energetically doesn't have a value.
Okay, that's a whole nother program.
Yeah, yeah. And
And
when we eat animal protein, some of us do, some of us don't. So there's no judgment. It's always what does your body need, right?
Mhm.
But when we eat animal products, it's really important to eat only organic. That's otherwise you get toxins in your body. And when you have a semi-vegetarian diet, that's really good to eat a lot of veggies because the veggies bring the light into your body.
you also mentioned vinegar in your diet, vinegar being uh, citric acid.
Yeah, so
Why would we want to have acid?
garlic, citric acids, apple cider vinegar, they help to cleanse excess toxins from the body, including a buildup of calcium. So it would be good for you in the morning to drink a half of a lime or a lemon in warm water. Some people like a shot of apple cider vinegar in warm water. Some acidity like the lemon, lime, or apple cider vinegar. It helps to detoxify the pineal gland through the calcium deposits. So
Mm.
it breaks down excess calcium deposits.
Oh, I like to hear that. And
Mhm.
fats in the liver and things like that.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Oh,
It cleanses the liver. It's a really good morning drink. Yeah.
yeah. And then buying toothpastes without, and you mentioned deodorants without fluorides and aluminums, and rinsing with coconut oil, which is oil pulling. And I know that comes priority made, so people can buy that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you can use MCT oil, which is a liquid one, or any kind of coconut oil. You put a little bit in your mouth. You can add some on guard or some aroma oils, and then you switch like for 5 to 10 minutes. You switch it around in your mouth,
Hmm.
and then you spit it out and brush your teeth. So that pulls out toxins in the mouth and bacteria and viruses. It's a great thing to do right now to have a healthy mouth and a good mouth hygiene.
Absolutely, because we know the tongue has so many toxins on it. It's one of the ways that the body expels
Yeah,
toxins. So it's a good way
right.
to rinse that out and not swallow.
Totally.
Yeah.
Mm.
Uh, supplements with iodine really intrigued me. I was so um, intrigued. I got myself a little bottle of iodine with kelp.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
And you're working right at the source. That's great.
Yeah.
So, since the pineal gland is also related to the thyroid and the gonads, and it helps regulate the hormones, iodine will help flush out fluoride from the body and it protects the pineal gland. We can't do it every day, but every other day a drop of iodine is good if you don't have a thyroid disease. If you have a thyroid disease, you have to consult with your doctor, like Hashimoto's or so. But every other day, some iodine protects you from radiation, protects your pineal gland, your thyroid. We often use it also when there is fibrocystic breasts or tissue growing in the breasts or in the ovaries.
Wow.
Iodine externally applied can totally take care of that.
Externally applied. Excellent.
There's a special iodine which is for external use, and we can also consume more food which contains iodine, which is the kelp you talked about, or
Yeah.
wakame, or seaweed, or algae,
Mm.
and we
In your
can put
Asian section in your grocery store.
right, or in the natural health food store, they have organic wakame or kelp or seaweed, and you can put it in your soups, in your smoothies. You can just add it in there.
It is delicious too.
Mhm.
And betonite clay is that sounds like it's a way to you put it on as a facial uh, when you're
That's
doing a
good too.
facial
That
face
clears
mask.
your face. But bentonite clay, you can drink a little bit.
Oh.
Also, not every day, but like twice a week, you can do a teaspoon tip of bentonite clay in a glass of water, because it's made from the ashes from volcanic ashes, and it detoxes. It binds to toxins in our body, and then it pulls out metals, chemicals, impurities, and expel it through the bowel. So bentonite clay is powerful, and then as a face mask, it clears impurities from your face. So it's an external and internal purifier.
What are the life wave patches?
So life wave patches, they have different patches, and I show you. I'm wearing one right now here, so I have to lift it up. So they are little patches,
Little
and
like a band-aid with
like a
something in
bandage,
it.
and you put them on certain acupuncture points. So
Mhm.
this one it's called spleen 6, and I just had it on my spleen 6 acupuncture point.
Uh-huh.
This is also, the spleen 6 one is there to detox the body, to give good energy, and to balance spleen, stomach, immune system. One of my favorites is called X39. That's a stem cell life wave patch, and I put it here on the point between my nipples, or right under below the belly button, which is a powerful point to bring energy in your
Is that
body.
the sternum? The
The sternum point, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. But this is a stem cell supplement, and they
Mhm.
detoxify, they give energy, they bring fresh stem cells, right? So stem cells are the cells which keep us young, vibrant, and juicy. And when we get older, they decline. So
Mm.
some people have stem cell injections, but this is not tested enough. So we don't know about the side effects or disadvantages because it's very new on the market. But the life wave patches, they work with energy and light, and they bring light to the body and to activate the stem cells.
And they decalcify the pineal gland.
Yes, and I have one which it's called Alavida, and I put it at night on the third eye, and it gives me amazing sleep and amazing dreams. And then this one is specifically to decalcify the pineal gland.
Wow. Okay. I need to remember to pick up some of those next time I come see you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Vitamin K.
Vitamin
And
K2, there's a
yeah.
lot of talking about D3K2. So D3K2 decalcifies the pineal gland. Take it at night, D3K2, and then balance it with vitamin A in the morning.
Okay. That's great. I'm finally clear about that.
Yes.
And the most important, bring light into your third eye.
The most important is the pineal gland is being influenced by our way of thinking. So if we are in trauma, in judgment, in negativity, in fear, and we have not done work not yet to heal from past lives, past trauma, from childhood things, then there may be old beliefs which keep us stuck. And in the word belief is the word lie. So we are functioning on the level of old lies.
Uh-huh.
So we want to clear that, and we want to do whatever it takes, therapy or whatever work you do. Or I created the trauma clearing in my Evolve Coaching and Spirit Coach program. So whatever it takes to clear these things which are not who you really are. Because we all come in as souls, this is light, and we have a purpose. But then things happen in life, and it's like an onion, and we have a thicker skin, and we have to peel the layers of the onion to be really who we are again and why we came. And when we bring light into the third eye and clear this trauma and change our thoughts and habits, we work with gratitude, forgiveness, compassion, and trust, then the pineal gland is open and full with light, and we are supported that we
Mm,
can really, body, mind, spirit, we can be in well-being.
awesome. And this actually takes me into uh, wanting to have you guide us in one of your meditations for
Yeah,
breath meditations so
let's
that
do
we
that.
can experience.
Let's do a
Uh,
meditation to bring light into the pineal gland.
okay, we're ready.
Okay, so close your eyes and find a comfortable spot. Sit up straight, that your spine is erect, envisioning a deep grounding root like an oak tree going into the center of the earth, letting the grounding root wind 3 times around the center of the earth to anchor you fully in, that you're supported by the earth, by the Divine Mother, being aware of the space below you, being aware of the space above you, being aware of the space around you, the auric field. And then taking a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through the mouth, letting go through the tree roots, anything which is no longer serving, and letting it melt down the roots into the earth. And now drawing up through these roots into your heart, into your pineal gland, into your third eye, beautiful crystalline energies, energies of light. And with your exhale from the third eye, the nervous system, brain, pineal gland, sending down through the spine, through the tree roots, any energies which are no longer aligned now. And then once more from the depths of the earth, drawing up the emerald greens, the turquoise, the blues, the pink, the gold, the yellow, drawing it up, 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 up into your pineal gland, into your third eye. And then exhale, letting it go. And now, envisioning your third eye, a beam of silver light is penetrating the pineal gland, the third eye, and it's going right out at the back of the skull, the occiput. And then with your exhale, the same pathway, the beam of light is shooting back out through the third eye into the universe. With your inhale, see the beam of light shooting through your third eye to the back of the skull. And with your exhale, the same pathway, the beam of light is shooting back out through the third eye into the space, into the universe. Now, with your inhale, hear the mantric sound of Hong. With your exhale, hear the mantric sound of Sa. Inhale, Hong. Exhale, Sa. Inhale. The beam of light is flushing your third eye, flushing through your nervous system to the back of the skull, the occiput, the medulla. And exhale, the same pathway, the beam of light is shooting back out into the universe. Inhale, Hong. Exhale, Sa. Hong. Sa. Continue in your own rhythm. And then with your next exhale, letting this practice, the Hong Sao breath, go. And taking a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, deep breath into the nose, into the body. And exhale. And now wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. And then very gently fluttering your eyelashes, opening your eyes. And just be aware if there's maybe more light, if the colors have changed in the room when you open your eyes. Just noticing what's present there.
Feels wonderful. Feels
Yeah, it's like
wonderful.
brain flossing.
Brain flossing.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. All
Mm.
it takes is just a little imagination to
Yeah,
bring sort of a floss of light
yeah.
through this area.
Intention, it's intention. Intention
Hmm.
is everything. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Um, I would like to mention your websites and that we have a, a workshop coming up as well.
Yes.
Yes, so I want people to stay tuned to that. We'll send out information about that. And if anybody has any questions, they can call or write to naturalhealingways.com or call Claudia at 510-978-3444. That's three fours. 510-978-3444. Naturalhealingways.com. And also, you can go to her evolveforpeace.com, evolveforpeace.com, and sign up for longer workshops. And if you want to reach me, I can be reached at masterthepause.com. So I am absolutely thrilled that we've had another opportunity to chat on such important things. And I'm hoping, I have a feeling lots of questions will come up for people. Like,
Yeah.
this sounds like something not many have heard of. So thank you so much, Claudia. I really feel like
What a blessing.
the
I'm
sisters.
so grateful to co-create this with you, Mariam, and that we can share this knowledge. It's so
Yeah,
important right now.
yeah. I'm just
Thank you, Mariam.
delighted to be your partner in good crime.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, all the best. So long for now.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.